Hey everybody, Tony here with Nothing But Car Reviews, and today we're taking a look at a new 2023 GMC Yukon AT4, so let's get right into it. So this Yukon AT4 comes in onyx black, which is just going to be your standard GM black paint color, and then the interior consists of jet black perforated leather, and then you have the Kalahari trim around the seats as well as the bolsters, and then the powertrain consists of a 5.3 liter naturally aspirated V8 mated with a 10-speed automatic transmission. And the AT4, of course, is going to be kind of your off-road package for the Yukon. And here we have our power liftgate here. And then this one also comes with power third row seats. So we can just hit these buttons over to the side and fold them flat when the seats are up far enough, and then push them back up. Then we have a 3-prong 110 volt household plug in there if you want to plug in a laptop or something like that if you're working. And then we do have a little bit of storage under here, which is always nice if you want to hide something. Coming around to the left side here, there's our fuel filler. And that 5.3 will just take regular gas. We get passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. Let's take a look at these wheels here. These are going to be your 20s, so that's going to be 20-inch aluminum. Really nice look, especially with the black. And let's come around to the front here. We have LED headlamps, LED daytime running lights, LED fog lights, as well as LED tail lights. And then I really like the galvanized trim here for the AT4. And of course we get our signature red tow hooks as well. But let me go ahead and pop this hood. And it's mostly covered up, but there we have that 5.3 liter naturally aspirated V8 engine. Gets you around 355 horsepower. But next, let's go ahead and take a look from the driver's seat. So from the driver's seat here, pretty good space, of course, this being a large SUV, like the Tahoes, plenty of headroom. And then we also have pretty wide seats, so I can fit my wider stature here, and then plenty of space underneath the steering wheel to move my longer legs. And just for reference, I'm 6'3", but even with the panoramic sunroof, which we'll take a look at in a minute, still have plenty of headroom, so really nice there. Let's check out this door panel, because I think this is one of the more slept on interiors with this AT4. You have that Kalahari stitching there, this really nice leather here, very little plastic. All of this is either leather red or some kind of nice feeling vinyl, and then you have the plastic here, but still a really nice look. And then we even have a top pocket here and a big map pocket down there with a cup holder, and we also get that Bose sound system as well. This AT4 is pretty loaded out. Now over here we have our electronic parking brake. You just press that to engage, and then you hit the brake and press that to disengage. Then we have our lane departure, parking sensors, auto stop, hill descent, etc. And then here we have our automatic 4-wheel drive, and we can toggle that manually there. And then we have our drive mode, so we get off-road, sport, normal, and then a tow haul mode just by turning that knob. Headlamp controls. And then over here, we have our power tilt and telescoping steering wheel controls. But let's check out the steering wheel controls themselves. So over here, we have cruise, so we can toggle that. Forward collision alert, we can adjust that gap. We have a heated steering wheel, so we can toggle that. And really nice feel on the steering wheel here. Just really good feeling leather there. And then to the right side of the steering wheel, we have our voice recognition, and then we have our mute button for the radio, and then we can toggle through our gauge cluster using these arrows and this scroll bar here. And then on either side behind the steering wheel, this side we can control our track list, radio stations, and then on this side we can control our volume. But with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look from the other side. So both of these front seats are going to be 8-way power with 2-way power lumbar support. You can get 4-way, but this one had a credit for not having it on there, of course, I guess because of the chip shortage or whatever. but really comfortable seats. And even though they're rather stiff, a lot of these perforated leather seats tend to be that way, it's still, the material is really nice, especially days like today when it's hot. You have that cooled seat on, very nice to have. But let's go ahead and take a look at this glove compartment here. You have your owner's manuals, and really good size here for this kind of SUV. And I really like how they kept this nice kind of stiff leather stitching here. Feels really nice, and it looks really cool too. Hazards button there, and then we have a little storage here. I still don't understand what this is for, but you can use it if you want to stuff something back there. But let's check out this radio. I think this is a 12.3 inch screen or something like that, but this is the new system that came in, I believe, 22. So we get the all new Google Assistant screen here. We get AM, FM, XM radio along with Bluetooth audio, and then we have our podcast, Google News, and of course we have our Google Maps, which everyone loves. And that's why they put this in this vehicle, because it's just so easy to use and very intuitive. See if I can get out of this. There we go. So it shows you traffic patterns. You can just scroll through it, zoom in and out, and you can use the buttons here, but I really like how you can just move the screen about with your fingers. And then we have our trailering set up, so you can do a light test. And then you have access to the Play Store, that wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, you have that. And then you can pull up your climate controls here on the screen, and really good picture there. You can adjust your fan speed there, and then you can dictate where you want it to go, and then set an auto mode, and then it's going to be dual zone automatic climate. And you can pull up the rear as well. So I like how fast the system is. And there's our backup camera there. We have guidelines that change as we turn the steering wheel. And then we have our tow hitch angle there. We have curbside view cameras. And when the doors open, I like how it shows you here, but it'll also black out that camera until you close the door. But there it is on the left side. Just a lot of different angles to choose from. And then over to our shifter here, we have a push button shifter, so you can pull up here for reverse, press N for neutral, pull up for drive, press L for low mode, and then you can manually shift in that low mode. And then of course press P for park. Let's check out these dials and buttons down here. If you don't like using the screen to adjust your climate, you do get 3-stage heated and cooled seats, but that dual zone automatic climate control as well as that rear AC, you can toggle all of that from here. So really nice to have that. And then down here we have 2 USB ports, a USB-C, USB-A input, and then we have a 12-volt charger there. Really nice size wireless charging pad. I love that they put that in there. You can fit any phone. And there's our key fob with remote start. Cup holders there. Let's go ahead. While I'm opening the sunroof, let's take a look at this center console cubby space. Really good size with a removable tray, and then another USB-C and USB-A input there. And then let's go up here to these controls. We can actually power fold that third row up and down from up here, which is really nice if you're going to be unloading or loading something. You're by yourself. Let's say you're at Lowe's or something, and they can put your tile or wood back there. And then these are for the sunroof, and then this is for the sunshade, universal home remote. Now check out this huge panoramic sunroof. We have one touch tilt and slide. This is a really nice size to go with such a luxurious vehicle, and that front roof goes all the way back, which is really impressive. You can let all that air in. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the backseat room. So the backseat room here is pretty good. Of course, with this having the panoramic sunroof, the roof's going to be a little lower, so I don't have the room I'm used to having back here. But 6'3", seat in front of me is adjusted for someone of my size. Look at this leg room. Still have a couple of inches between my knees and the back of the seat, and that's just awesome. So you could fit 2 more 6'3" or taller adults back here, no problem. And even behind the third row here, you can see the leg room. You can still fit a taller person back there. And being my size, you'd have to spread your legs a little bit. But other than that, I mean, really, really good size for this kind of SUV. And you even have 2 USB-C chargers on either side there with cup holders. But let's check out this rear AC here. So you have the controls I showed you up front. We get 3-stage heated seats for the outboard seats, 2 USB-C charging ports, 3-prong 110-volt household plug-in, and then of course you can dial your fan speed, temperature, mode if you want it to be on your feet, up top, or both. And you can set that auto mode as well if you want to do that. And then cup holders up here. And just a quick look at the vents here. I really like how sleek they are in the roofline, and then how much you can turn them based on how far back the seat is. And then I like that you can hang your clothes here, and it's not a whole bar there. But you still have the bar here, which is really, really nice. But with all that being said, I think it's time we go ahead and take this Yukon AT4 out on the road for a quick test drive. So the 5.3 liter, just under normal driving temperament, is actually pretty good at handling this bigger SUV. And having the 10-speed really helps too, because you're not revving as high as you normally would with an 8-speed or a 6-speed. And you can really find that sweet spot if you need to accelerate or if you need to cruise. And I've said it a million times, I'll say it 1,000,001 times, this 10-speed is just one of the smoothest transmissions that I think GM and Ford kind of came up with together. It's pretty much in everything now. But just a really good shifting transmission. And I will say the wind noise is just a tad prevalent here, but it is windy out here because I can feel myself being blown just a little bit on the road. But surprisingly, the ride is not bad, even with these off-road tires. One thing I will say is the steering is really, really nice. Now, I do have to put my foot in the brake pedal, it seems, on this one. So everyday driving this Yukon shouldn't be an issue. Like I said, it does feel just as nimble and at least almost as comfortable as a Yukon SLE, SLT, or Denali. And a lot of the ride temperament, what makes it so, I guess, not jarring, is going to be the standard magnetic ride control on this AT4. So even though you can feel the bumps, if you were to take it off-road, it's not going to necessarily give you a headache. But I will say the exterior styling of these is really, really aggressive. They did a really good job with this and the Z71, just making them look very refined, very sharp, but still very aggressive. And like I said earlier, the interior is just really top notch. The leather feels nice, looks nice. The dash looks really nice. It doesn't look cheap at all. And then the door panels, like I said before, really impressive. How they made those look rugged, but still in their own way fancy. But as we come to the end of the test drive, next I'm just going to give you all my final thoughts on the Yukon AT4 and show you all the window sticker. So I want to give a huge shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this GMC Yukon AT4 today. I'll leave a link below to the vehicle as well as their entire inventory in the description. But let me just go ahead and let you all take a look at this window sticker really quickly. If we can get a good shot in there. So sticker price, $75,140. And as you can see, technology package is an option, sunroof is an option, and they started adding this OnStar safety and security package as an option. And then we also get those second row power seat releases. But all in all, I mean, the AT4 is definitely a pretty good option if you're looking for something that's off-road capable in terms of an SUV, because there really aren't that many options out there that are actually kind of centered around being rugged and able to take off-road. But with that being said, if you've got the money to pay, I mean, stickering at 75 grand, I definitely would recommend. You could probably save a little bit getting a Z71, but everything's high these days. But good option, decent fuel mileage for the kind of vehicle it is. But with all that being said, I want to thank you all for watching the video. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you like what you saw today. Otherwise, I'll catch you on the next one.